No more money for you. It's lazy. You lazy. You lazy. No more money for you.
Je grave les images de souvenirs lointains, beauté de paysage enflamme mon destin. Les airs d'autrefois déclinaient les saisons, aux innombrables voix ont écrit ma chanson.
Mic check, mic check. Shout out to everybody in the audience. Shout out to everybody over on Rumble. Don't forget to follow us on Rumble, everybody listening on the YouTube channels right now. The Rumble backup is critical right now. If you want to support the show, remember to find us on Venmo at The Hood Conservatives, or go to Rumble and support directly through a Rumble chat. That being said, a couple things I want to talk about today. Mostly the executive orders. I think I have a fairly comprehensive list of all the executive orders Trump has released today. And yeah, we're going to talk about these executive orders. We're going to kind of go through them one by one. I hear a lot of hoes going to be mad about this, but it is what it is. It's the way it's got to be. There's one executive order. I don't know if he made this official. I wish he had of, just to put a cap on it and fight the whole thing. But we'll get to that one too, I guess. Yeah. Got a lot of things to talk about today. We are definitely crying at the border. Yeah. We're grabbing them by the pussy again. It's like that hand never left. Hit that like button as you make your way into the room, guys. We're going to get started in just a minute.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
Before we get to it, guys, big thank you to DJ Brum5 with the $2 Rumble chat. Follow me on Rumble, guys. Shout out to DJ Brum with the $2 chat. Thank you so much. Said paying my Rumble ties. Appreciate you, bro.
I need that money.
Now, before we get into the executive order list, there's something else caught my eye I wanted to play for you guys today.
You know, the hypocrisy that people display in regards to who they like and don't like is mind-blowing to me. Like, there is no way you are more mad at rappers for performing at these inauguration events than you are at the elected officials who told us Trump was a fascist, a threat to democracy, a danger to our country and the Constitution. They likened him to Hitler, but then folks like Biden just welcomed him back in the White House. Obama was sharing a good laugh with him at the funeral of President Carter.
Hey, if Trump is basically Hitler, then why would the Democrats be so proud of their peaceful transition of power? Like, you guys peacefully transitioned power into Hitler's hands, really? It's kind of weird when you think about it, no? I mean, he is basically Orange Hitler, right? He's Orange Adolf. And you guys just like, here, alley-oop, ball is yours now. Okay.
We know why the rappers, did what they did. We know why they doing it. They got paid. What's the politician's excuse for normalizing Trump?
Oh, when I said that on Twitter over the weekend, I'm still getting dragged. They said because Obama has to do that as a politician.
He doesn't have to do it. Trump didn't do it 4 years ago.
Exactly. Trump said the election. Trump said the election was stolen in 2020, and then he acted like it. He didn't do no peaceful transfer of power. He didn't show up to the inauguration, because why would you ever show up to an inauguration after you just accused a bunch of people of stealing an election? Democrats could learn a thing or two from that. And if you ask me, all that smoke you have for the rappers, you should have for Obama. You should have for Biden and all the other elected officials who got us all riled up and scared, only to turn around and have tea with a man they likened to Hitler.
I mean, when you think about it, it is weird. Y'all shitting on Nelly and Snoop. I mean, Snoop is the worst, though, because Snoop had a whole fuck Trump song. He murdered Trump in the video. Snoop is really, really shaky for that. And honestly, I think it's a bad look for Trump to even invite Snoop. But I mean, whatever. I guess you're trying to be the bigger man or something. It all looks really strange and bizarre. I would hate for, like, right-wing political culture to be like, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling. I don't want to mix those two vibes together. Like, if you're gonna bring black performers, like, can we have class again? You guys remember class and taste? You guys remember what it was like to have class and be tasteful?
Like, literally, just was having tea with him yesterday. I would respect it more if folks was consistent and they gave Obama and Biden smoke, but I didn't see none of that. But y'all mad at Nelly and Snoop?
Yeah, I ain't seen
Nelly and Snoop don't hold more weight than Biden and Obama. Like, that, honestly, those performances are inconsequential. But what are people going to remember 2 years from now in midterms, or 4 years from now when it's another presidential election? They're going to remember when, oh, you told us these were you liking this guy to Hitler and this guy was a threat to democracy, but then we saw you showing all your teeth with him at a funeral.
And not only that, when he sat there and pretty much peed on your whole last 4 years in front of your face, and you did absolutely positively nothing.
You sat there with all 32 teeth and you took the golden shower, because that's how you guys roll. Shout out to the Democrats. Peacefully transitioning power to Orange Adolf.
Booed Obama when he walked out, y'all.
Yo, President Biden did preemptive pardons yesterday for his whole family, for Dr. Fauci, for the January 6th committee, because he feels like Donald Trump is a threat to them and a danger to them. But then
what crimes did the January 6th committee commit that they need to be pardoned for? And then frankly, I say Trump launched the investigations anyway. Launch the investigations, find them guilty, and then let them, have their pardon or whatever. But I want to know, what the fuck did they do? What happened that the J6 committee needs to be protected? Because I hear there's a lot of footage that just got disappeared. A lot of security footage went into the memory hole. They put a lot of that security footage into file 13, and it will never be seen again.
He turned right around and had tea with him before the inauguration.
Well,
you did all of that.
Moral?
You're still saying this man is a threat and a danger, but you're still having tea with him in the White House.
Moral of the story is when they go low, y'all should stay home, like Michelle Obama did.
Thank God for Michelle Obama. Drop on a cruise bomb for Michelle Obama, who seems to be the only person you can trust on that side because she's the only one keeping the same energy. If you don't like someone, don't pretend to. And if you think someone is a threat to democracy, act like it.
Well, Biden pardoned.
I hate when black men have black females as heroes. It's just something about that bothers me. And I get it. You know, we all played as Chun-Li once or twice on Street Fighter. We all use that little sexy Brazilian bitch that does capoeira. You know, Eddie's little cousin or whatever. We've all used her once or twice playing Tekken. But I can't never let these bitches be my hero, bro. That shit's crazy.
His people, but he didn't pardon the black people that needed it. Fannie, he didn't pardon. He didn't pardon Maryland. He didn't pardon a bunch of them.
Oh yeah,
that he could have pardoned.
Oh, Fannie Willis and Alvin Bragg and
could have pardoned all of them.
James,
everybody gets a pardon.
He ain't pardon the black people. He pardoned his people. People that look like him. I'm gonna hold you down, but the other people that needed it, now you on your own.
Well, welcome to a new regime, y'all.
Wait a minute. You just gonna let that one go? You just gonna let that one go? So as I understand it, Biden pardoned everybody not black. Is that what you just told me? Run that back to me, Envy.
Or to know the black people that needed it.
Keeping the same energy. If you don't like someone, don't pretend to. And if you think someone is a threat to democracy, act like it.
Well, Biden pardoned his people, but he didn't pardon the black people that needed it. Fannie, he didn't pardon.
I thought the black people was his people, though. I'm so fucking confused. What just happened here? I thought the black people was Biden's people. Therefore, the black people should get a pardon, no? You can at least get like a coupon for a lawyer or something, right? Nothing? I thought the blacks were Biden's people. I thought if you didn't vote for Biden, you ain't black, all right? Now it's if you didn't get a pardon, if you got a pardon from Biden, you ain't black, right? You see how the you ain't black transitioned over the last 4 years? First, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Now, if I don't fuck with you like that, I mean, now if I pardoned you, rather, you ain't black. The you ain't blacks are crazy. I'm trying to keep up. I got to start keeping a journal. The black rules be shifting right under my feet.
In Maryland, he didn't pardon a bunch of them.
Oh yeah,
that he could have pardoned.
Oh, Fannie Willis and Alvin Bragg and
could have pardoned all of them.
James,
everybody gets a pardon.
He ain't pardon the black people. He pardoned his people. No people that look like him. I'm gonna hold you down, but the other people that needed it, now you on your own.
Well,
no pardon for you. all the black women. The army of black women that got out there and marched and campaigned. They made phone calls. They twerked on strangers. They did it all. They did it all for Biden. And now you out here on your own. Now you out here on your own like you was before. It's crazy.
I want what you white hoes get, and I want it today, ASAP, not tomorrow.
It's crazy. Still ain't getting what these white hoes get. You were this close. You were this close, and yoink! Still ain't getting what these white hoes get. Oh, it's wild. Hard times out there. It's hard times out there in black streets.
Because there are a lot of people in this country who do not like black women, but black women are the base of the Democratic Party.
Welcome to a new regime, y'all.
And I hate so much when people say, "Oh, Trump don't do Snoop don't do nothing for the community," and Nelly. I'm sitting there like, man, if you knew what Snoop did for his own community, from the Pop Warner, for all the ish that he has done for people.
I just think the smoke for Nelly and Snoop is inconsequential compared to President Obama and Biden, who played in our faces. Like, that's just my personal opinion. But y'all Negroes carry on. Do what you do.
I mean, to be fair, Obama was playing in our faces while he was still in the White House, though. So it's not like he broke character just now. I was getting sick of Obama by the second term, and keep it a buck. But he been playing in our faces. Like, are you surprised? Like, did you just wake up here this morning, nigga? This is what's been going on. This is what it is. It's what it was, and it's what it's going to be. Now, let's take a look at some of these executive orders, y'all. Hit this like button for me, y'all. There's a little thumbs up somewhere on your screen. Go and tap that little thumb for me. Rumble people, YouTube people, same thing. Hit that little thumbs up for me. Bam. It's going to sound like that when you hit it, but in your mind, though, just bam, hit the thumbs up. And then let's talk about this list of executive orders. And shout out to Mr. O. Mr. O got a backup channel too, y'all. Subscribe to Mr. O's backup channel. Hit that link in the chat for me, y'all. Go and join the team over there. Give you guys a minute to work that one out. And then we're going to get to this executive order, this list of orders here, because I want to talk about these handful of things one by one. Apparently, Trump did like a rolling press conference yesterday where after he was inaugurated, once they made it all official, like he got into the Oval Office and he brought the cameras with him and he signed executive orders while he took questions from the press. Do you understand the leap in capacity that we've just experienced from Biden to Trump? This is like warp technology versus cave people. But Biden can't do two things at once. He can barely do one thing at one time. Just imagine the drug cocktail they had to give Biden just so he could lose everything on the debate stage that night, right? That's how hard it is to get Biden to perform at level. And you got Trump doing doing a bunch of different things because he's signing document after document. He's taking questions about this and that issue relating to the documents. It was actually, compared to the last 4 years of Biden, it was a spectacle. It was like watching America be reborn again. Like we could have had this type of president for 4 years. We could have had this 4 years ago, but you guys wanted to be bitter and gay. So we all had to suffer. Let's talk about these executive orders here. We're leaving the Paris Climate Accord. All these old funny Europeans and their weird rules and shit. The one thing the Europeans do have right is the food stuff. We should probably have something closer to a European standard when it comes to food additives and what products are for sale and what you can slip into the recipe. But outside of that, Trump says, we're not fucking with these weird Europeans and their little gas rules and shit.
Look at China, how filthy it is. Look at Russia. Look at India. It's filthy. The air is filthy. The Paris Accord, I took us out because we were going to have to spend trillions of dollars and we were treated very unfairly. When they put us in there, they did us a great disservice. They were going to take away our businesses. I will not sacrifice tens of millions of jobs, thousands and thousands of companies because of the Paris Accord. It was so unfair. China doesn't kick in until 2030. Russia goes back to a low standard, and we kicked in right away. It would have destroyed our businesses. So, you ready? We have done an incredible job environmentally. We have the cleanest air, the cleanest water, and the best carbon emission standards that we've seen in many, many years. Look at...
Yeah, he did basically call them dirty. That was wild. That was wild. He's like, these dirty foreigners gonna talk shit about us. USA, bitch. Our water's cleaner than everything you guys drink. Our people can't go to your country and drink your water right out the tap. You people can come to our country and drink out the gutter. Want to hear shit about a climate accord? Want to hear shit about pollution? Have you seen the Ganges? They shit in the river they pray in. All right, you know what? Never mind. Trump signed an executive order directing all federal employees to return to full-time in-person work. I feel like Black women most affected here. federal employees going back to full-time in-person work, I feel like there's a lot of black chicks who've been coasting on their laptops, and you know, you're gonna have to go punch that clock in physically, man. You're gonna have to get in there and actually show up for work. You can't just send the reports in email. We got to see you at your desk. I want to walk past you as I'm going to the water cooler and shit.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology.
Time has expired.
My life was threatened. Thank you.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
Let's see. Top 10 emptiest government headquarters. The Department of Energy. Estimated capacity, number of seats, roughly 4,800. Average daily occupancy, 8 people. We have a building that's 1,800 square feet. 8 people show up every day, on average. Agency for Global Media, I didn't even know that was a government building. Seats 3,400, 72 people show up a day. All right, that's better than 8, but still. Agriculture, out of 7,400, 400 show up in a day. And the Department of Veterans Affairs, this might be important to some of you warfighters out there. Capacity 2,400. 172 people show up for work every day. This is sad. You know, say one thing about the North Korean system of governance. You know, God knows it's probably awful in almost every way but one. But here's the one. Here's the one. Somebody would die in North Korea once Kim Jong-un saw these numbers. Is it Is it ill? Whatever the little fat kid's name is. If he saw these numbers, somebody would have to die. And I'm not saying we have to go that far, but, you know, maybe we drag somebody out in public and, you know, toss them a beating or something. People respond to pressure. We have to put pressure on people. Can't just let stuff go by all unchecked. Trump signed an executive order to end the weaponization of government against political opponents. Now, I like the sound of that. In practice, I'm not sure how you would word that in a way that would be legally applicable, but I like the spirit of it anyway. But I'm cautious. I'm cautious because I'm a details guy. That's where the devil lives, right in the details.
We have seen over the last few years the weaponization of government, specifically within the Department of Justice, against law-abiding Americans. Law-abiding Americans whose offense was something along the lines of, you know, them exercising their constitutional rights, ranging from Catholics attempting to practice their faith, to parents showing up to school board meetings, to people showing up to engage in peaceful protesting outside of abortion clinics. As Attorney General, how will you prevent the weaponization of the Department of Justice against Americans?
And Senator, you just gave the classic example of what's been happening regarding the weaponization. Going after parents at a school board meeting has got to stop. For practicing your religion, sending informants in to Catholic churches.
Oh, that's Pam Bondi? Oh, she's not so bad. I don't think I ever got a good square look at Pam Bondi. Okay. This is all right.
Must stop.
What about branding parents as domestic terrorists or trying to incarcerate one's political opponent as a sitting president of the United States?
Will stop. Must stop. Your Senator.
It is exactly the sort of answer I was hoping and expecting to receive from you.
Hey, like I said, Smoggy, the devil is in the details, man. I don't know how you frame something like that from a legal standpoint, because your executive orders have to at least pass like legal language. It can't be convoluted language. It has to be something that is concise and relatively unmistakable. Like you can't interpret it in multiple ways. It has to be very, very precise language. So I don't know how you would really work that. Another one, Trump signed an executive order to address the cost of living that skyrocketed under the Biden-Harris administration. Again, I don't know how the president is going to really do that, because, that's the kind of shit Biden said he was going to do. We're going to go in the White House and we're going to come up with a plan to lower the price of milk. Like, really, how, Biden? How? What are you going to write on paper that makes milk cheaper and doesn't fuck everything else up? Again, I like the idea. I like the spirit of what you want to do, but I don't know if I trust you to actually do that, because how? This is a very complicated system of things that got us into this position, and I don't know if you can just write some words on paper and all of a sudden milk goes back down to like $1.99 a gallon or whatever. Trump signed an executive order freezing federal hiring. I'm not even going to click on all these pictures because one of them is really gross. But yeah, we've hired a lot of the wrong people. If you can just tell, you can look at these pictures, do a quick physiognomy check. We've hired a lot of the wrong people. This guy. This is what your tax dollars pay for. I know some of you people are doing an early life check right now. It wouldn't surprise me at all. But this is what some of your tax dollars have paid for. So we're not going to be hiring people for a while. On a federal level, we have to get a handle on. Clearly something is happening at the federal level where we're hiring the kinds of people that just make us look bad. And that, I think, is a good move. No federal hiring for a little while. We got enough people. We got enough people. I took a look at all the weirdos running the government, and I feel like we have plenty. And only weirdos want to work for government at this point, it seems like, anyway. So if you actually want to go to Washington, D.C., there just might be something wrong with you. Trump signed an executive order rescinding 78 Biden-era executive actions. Now, I don't really know what all 78 Biden executive orders were, but yeah, that sounds pretty fucking good.
Sure. The first item that President Trump is signing is the rescission of 78 Biden-era executive actions, executive orders, presidential memoranda, and others.
It's crazy how one president, and we really have to study what executive powers truly are, because one president can just come in and undo like half the good things the last president did, assuming Biden did good things with his executive orders, right? I'm giving him unnecessary credit here. But it's crazy that one president can come in and just be like, 78 pages of that bullshit, it's gone. We're not doing none of that no more. Wow.
Thank you, sir. Sure. The first item that President Trump is signing is the rescission of 78 Biden-era executive actions, executive orders, presidential memoranda, and others.
But, because it's Biden, I'm just going to assume we don't need those 78 executive orders. He probably undid every executive order over the last 4 years, by the way. 78's a lot. Trump signed an executive order pardoning nearly 1,500 J6 defendants. That needed to happen. That needed to happen. That was the big thing. That was one of the big deals that all the Trump supporters wanted. All those guys got to come home. You know, slow clap for that. I have zero criticism of that whatsoever. Absolutely. The whole thing, oh my God. Listen, January 6th, I don't think we'll ever get a full revealing of everything that was hidden from us during the investigation, that sham trial. But we got hustled so hard. And some of the worst things you could imagine happened around January 6th. Like, I'm glad my son and I have like a really good relationship, because, you know, it could always be different.
Front now.
Like, your son could rat on you to the feds and you spend the last 5 years in jail for basically nothing.
Now is Jackson Reffitt. He turned his father, Guy Reffitt, into the FBI for participating in the insurrection. And Guy Reffitt is currently in prison, serving a 6.5-year sentence for rioting at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. So obviously convicted and serving his sentence. Jackson, I appreciate your time. So here we are, and Trump is announcing pardons for January 6th defendants. That this could include your father, who's serving a 6-year sentence, a 6.5-year sentence as we speak. What's your reaction?
Well, I'm honestly flabbergasted that we've gotten to this point. I mean, I'm terrified. I don't know what I'm going to do. I've taken as many precautions as I could recently. I
hope your pops come home and punch you right in the fucking mouth. Just one good time. Just one straight right, square down your throat. Hope he skins some of his knuckles on your teeth.
I've picked up a gun. I've moved, and I've
You picked up a gun. You ratted on your dad. Now he getting out the feds, and you picked up a gun. Fuck me. This is a wild world, bro. This is crazy work to even think about. Like, and this is the power that is being put against like family units right now. And it's not even so much the American government per se. It's bigger than the American government, right? But the American government is definitely involved heavily, is knee deep in this shit. But there's just this like general movement, this leftist kind of anti-life movement where they want to just destroy the fabric of every human interaction. And now you have this situation where, like, you snitched on your dad to the feds. He got pardoned by the fucking president. And now you're like, well, I'm moving away and I bought a gun. Family is fucked, bro.
taken as many precautions as I could recently. I've picked up a gun. I've moved, and I've gotten myself away from what I thought would be a dangerous situation and staying where I thought my dad could find me, or other people, people that are going to feel so validated by these actions.
Yeah, because you got other family members looking at you like, I bet you already got your ass whipped once or twice by some cousin or some uncle or something. This is my family. Somebody going to have to catch up to you sooner or later. We're going to have to put a family APB out on this nigga, man. We got to whip his ass before the police do.
By this pardon is I'm just so filled with paranoia about what could happen. I've been waiting all day from a call from the DOJ to just figure it out and know what to do next. Because right now I don't, other than just to, sit around and,
There's no witness protection for you. You just got to go and apologize to your dad. That's really what you're going to have to do. You're going to be like, you know what? I was a piece of shit and I'm so sorry. And there's nothing I can ever do to take it back. And then just disappear forever.
talk about it.
I mean, you're scared. I mean, you're right. I mean, you're scared about what could happen from your father specifically or someone else.
Yeah. I don't know what other people are thinking. I don't even know what my father's thinking. I mean, I've talked to my father before, but I had thought it gotten better, and it really hadn't. My dad.
Yeah, listen, I believe that. Sergeant Dan says, rat on your pop and Kaiser Soze will get you. I believe that. That's what I tell my kids every night before I tuck them into bed. They don't even know who Kaiser Soze is. They scared as hell of that nigga.
Is still involved with these militias. He still talks with, a martyr status. He has no change. He's more galvanized than ever that I've seen. My mom too. My sisters are waiting outside the jail cell right now, and I feel for them, and I know who they are, and I love them, but I can't feel safe. And I'm sure hundreds of other families, thousands of other people that have been affected by these.
Who didn't feel safe? Your dad in prison in Washington, D.C. with the niggas. Like, not just regular black people. He was in jail with the niggas. And D.C. is a chocolate city. Not only was he in jail with the niggas run the jail. Oh, man. Even I want to go to jail with DC niggas. An aggressive, criminal-minded homosexuals and shit.
People and their actions and what could happen when they're released. I mean, who knows? I mean, my dad once called me a traitor, and, he said traitors get shot. So that's.
That nigga dad gonna roll up on him playing many men. With death upon me, Lord, I don't cry no more. His dad gonna pull up on him like a fucking G in a F-150 with spinning rims and shit. He's gonna look at the nigga. Bitch ass little nigga. And keep it pushing.
All I can think about recently, and just yeah.
I'm sorry, Jackson.
I can't imagine snitching on my pops like that to the feds, no less. It's not like, dad went to jail for beating up mom or some shit. Like, that's the one thing you could kind of almost make peace with. But like, bro, you sent your pops to the feds because he ran up in the White House. God damn, I'm so disappointed in you. Like, I feel genetic disappointment in you. Like, my balls are sad right now, bro. This shit is terrible. This shit is so fucking terrible. Like, how could you do that to your fucking pop? Like, that was, like, you live with him. It ain't even like one of these black dramas where my dad was on the run for the last 15 years and I never met him. And what it ain't even like you're supposed to love this man. Like, this man made your life good. And here you is now. Excuse me, can I talk to the FBI? Oh God, you make my balls sad, bro.
Mention your sisters, and I know you're one of three, and your sisters are there, and you mentioned your mom too, and your mom and your sisters are fully on board with your father. You talk about it really sounds like January 6th broke your family apart. Is there any way that yeah. Go ahead.
Destroy it. Like, seriously, I mean, my father's actions coming from the Trump presidency and what he thought what he was doing was right, just destroyed it. And I made a very, very.
Damn. Is that his family? Is that his family? That's crazy. Because, like, for a split second, for just a tiny whiff of a minuscule fraction of a tiny quadrant of a second, I thought he might have had a black mom.
I have black mother privilege. And I'm going to start breaking that down for y'all. because there is a privilege for me as a Black mother. I'm not going to have the same relationship. My sons adore me. My sons will put their life on the line in a New York minute over me. My sons will lose everything they have over me. Over me? It ain't happening. My sons will turn on their father over me. Over me? So when you ask me about my Black sons, the relationship does not correlate the same to what I'm saying about Black men.
I could have sworn just for a second, somewhere in my mind, I was like, maybe his mom's Black.
Disgusting decision to inform authorities about what he was doing, and I still feel horrible about it every day. And you know, my sisters are out there right now, and they're rooting for him. And
David in the chat says all women are Black. David, you know what's funny? I know a guy who will tell you the exact opposite. He says women don't come in Black. You two should talk.
You know, I understand that. I come with a point of love towards that. Like I want to be there for them, but I can't. It just isn't safe for people like me that you know, have done the same things I have done to do what I thought to do to protect my family. And you know, it's hard.
But you still love your father.
Of course, I love him. I love him. I just cannot feel safe around him. Cannot feel safe around people.
You definitely like your mama. Let me not even say that, because your mom probably stood by your pops. Let me not even say shit about your mom. I don't want to blame her for how you turned out. But you definitely a little bitch. I still love my dad. Why would you turn him in? Why? Why? Like I'm just imagining like the craziest scenarios. Like if my dad showed up at my door 2:30 in the morning, he's like, son, listen, I need your help. Listen, I killed this motherfucker and he's in the trunk and I need you to help me bury this nigga. I'm grabbing the shovel, bro. Like, I don't even know what to think about something beyond that. Like, all right, listen, pops, you know, this shit crazy, but all right, I got you. You owe me one though. You gonna rat your pops out because he walked into the White House? Bro. Maybe it's a Black thing. Maybe I'm just feeling like, because you know how, you know, Black men, we have this weird relationships with fathers. A lot of us didn't have one, or we get blamed because a lot of niggas didn't want to be one. And so now I'm looking at this whole father-son dynamic like, you are a shitty son, bro. Like, I would have banged for my pops, man. We could have been fighting the feds together, bro. You never bonded like a father and son until you went back to back with the feds, bro. Come on, man. Little bitch ass niggas. I hate this generation.
People he knows. I cannot feel safe around the people my mother knows. You know, my mom has used my name to
criminal,
sit in front of a crowded room of these far right Trump supporters, and whenever she brings up my name and what I've done, the crowd will just roar in just anger about like, what the hell did that kid do? And I watching, being away from all this and just spectating what they're doing is just terrifying. And
I hope you get bullied in college. I hope they put you in lockers and shit when you go to college.
I can't do anything but just spectate. And I don't know.
Well, Jackson, I appreciate your talking. It matters. It's good people can hear it. And I know it comes not without risk.
You got
and it comes
this
at cost
goofy
for
hoe
you.
giving you
Thank
cover,
you.
making you feel better about ratting.
Thank you. Good luck.
You ratting on your pops, nigga. I don't want to hear that shit. Get the fuck out of here. Trump signed an executive order designating cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. I don't know if you know this, but if you make them terrorists, that means we can do damn near anything to them, and we don't have to ask for a lot of permission. Once you get put on the terrorist list, we can pretty much blow your mom's house up. Look it up. It's in the book. Once you get put on the terrorist list, like the gloves come off. I mean, we can send a suicide bomber into your church if we really, really wanted to. Like, once you get on the terrorist watch list, anything can happen to you.
This is actually an executive order designating the cartels and other organizations to be foreign terrorist organizations.
It's a big one.
Yes, sir.
People have wanted to do this for years. So they are now designated as terrorist organizations, foreign. And Mexico probably doesn't want that, but we have to do.
What that little Mexican bitch say? The little Mexican president? They got some little funny looking hunchback lady running Mexico now. Listen, man. I need you to know we're not playing around. We're not having none of these games. No more mariachis with guns in the guitar case. We're not doing none of that shit no more. We're sending in actual professional killers. Things will be done. This war's going to get hot, but covertly. It's going to be like Sicario, but the whole country. Are they hiring?
People have wanted to do this for years. So they are now designated as terrorist organizations, foreign. And Mexico probably doesn't want that, but we have to do what's right. They're killing our people. They're killing 250, 300,000 American people a year, not 100, like has been reported for 15 years. It's probably 300,000.
This is actually an executive order designating the
Hey, you say the price of the brick going up? Hey, yesterday's price is not today's price. I feel like the numbers are going up already. I haven't asked in a long time, but I feel like the numbers are starting to inch up already. Trump signed an executive order to secure the southern border. Oh, it's getting better.
This is an executive order taking a large number of executive actions to secure our southern border.
Okay. Sounds reasonable.
Look, he didn't even read them all. He just said, yeah, do it all.
President Trump, we remember.
What does that say? Alligators? Yeah, do that shit too. Squirrels with dynamite on them? You're going to put dynamite squirrels on the border? All right, fuck it. Do that too. He signed an order for all kinds of shit. They're going to be killer drones, killer bees, everything.
Barack Obama had told you that the top threat to the country was going to be North Korea. Did Joe Biden tell you what he thinks the top threat to the country is?
No.
Why not?
I think we have a lot of them. Right now, I think we have a lot. I think North Korea turned out to be good. I was very friendly with him. He liked me. I liked him. We got along very well. They thought that was a tremendous threat. Now, he is a nuclear power. But we got along. I think you'll be happy to see him coming back.
This is
Trump says, that little fat Korean kid gonna be happy to see me again. Oh, yo, Trump is hilarious, man. Best president ever. Trump signed an executive order restoring merit-based hiring. On day one, Trump is expected to end all DEI programs across the federal government, according to Fox News. Yes, we have to do something about the federal government and the DEI bitches.
We currently have nearly 40% women enrolled at the Coast Guard Academy. I'm really excited about the talent and the diversity that I see coming through the academy. My daughter is in the Coast Guard as a lieutenant, and there is just nothing but opportunity for her. And
we have 40% female Coast Guards in the academy right now. I'm going to ask a really sexist question. You'll allow it. That's why you guys come here, to hear the real hardball questions. Does like having large breasts make swimming more difficult for girls? I mean, no, I'm being completely serious. Like, you gotta titties are not aerodynamic. And you know, the aerodynamic principles work in the water just like they do in the air. Titties are the most anti-aerodynamic thing on the body. And I'm just saying, like, I don't think them shits float or nothing either. So, like, no, titties don't float. No, that's a lie. Some big titty bitch told you. You have never seen a girl naked in the pool and her titties, her nipples are above the water. That's not what they do. Nipples never float above the waterline. Letting these big titty bitches lie to y'all.
All of the men and women that have joined the service. I'm really excited about the future as we look ahead. We currently have nearly 40% women enrolled at the Coast Guard Academy. I'm really excited.
Thank you for being honest, Lorena. Apparently she knows. She said depends on the swimsuit. That's why you get the bikini or you get that really tight one piece, right? But either way, you just got, you know, you got a lot going on. I'm just saying it's gonna make life saving a little bit harder. What if you got to jump in the water last minute or whatever? Something happened, you got to jump in the water. You ain't have all your gear. It's just you and your titties and this fat nigga drowning. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like, you know, life comes at you crazy sometimes. You got to respond. I'm just being realistic. You know, I'm being practical as a licensed bikini inspector. I understand all the inherent dangers of breasticles, and I'm just saying that's not a combination you want to make a regular thing. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, I'm just putting that out there. Too many chicks in the Coast Guard, bro. Somebody gonna drown. Somebody gonna drown. I'm not even saying women can't swim or nothing like that. I'm just saying, you know, there's advantages and disadvantages to all kinds of things. Trump signed an executive order granting TikTok an extension to sell to an American buyer. Yeah, the TikTok hoes was going crazy. Yo, I hear TikTok is like maybe even more lucrative than YouTube. I never actually bothered to get over into TikTok land, but I hear some of these people are pulling down like 30K. And they're not even like, you know, trained in the media arts. Because a lot of the bigger YouTube channels, you can tell these aren't just your average everyday Joe. These are people who know the business and know, you know, the platform. They understand how to produce media. And so you go to TikTok and you just got girls twerking and baking cookies and frying bacon in their, you know, pajamas. And they're making, you know, racks on racks on racks over on TikTok. It's a whole different scheme over there. And shout out to TikTok, though. I don't know. I didn't necessarily want them to ban it because it wasn't about China. I didn't believe there were reasons for banning it. And everybody knows it wasn't about China. Trump signed an executive order creating the Department of Government Efficiency, aka DOGE. Yes, we need the Department of Government Efficiency. There's a lot of DEI related things happening in government. We just got to end that shit now.
Senator Schmidt, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, General. General, do we have too many white officers in the Air Force?
Senator, what I really look at is the quality of all the officers that we have, and we look at the aspect of everyone who's qualified, meets the qualifications, is promoted. And
what I would agree with you, but that answer is not consistent with your August 9th memo. In your August 9th memo, you said that you signed on to that there should be a reduction essentially of about 9% of the white officers. That's 5,400. We have 5,400, you know, too many white officers. And this is the real impact, I think, of this desire of the administration. I'm saddened to see this in this memo, of this obsession with sort of race-based politics being interjected into our military.
Now, here's the rumor about Vivek and Doge Free Zone. This is what I hear. Streets have it like this. A couple weeks ago, everybody remembers, I did a few streams on this thing. Elon Musk and Vivek were really back in the H-1B thing hard. Elon was like, you know, fuck yourself in the face. And Vivek was like, you lazy Americans or whatever. We can't get rid of Elon from like a governmental ally perspective. Elon is a big time government contractor. He's got, you know, he's the tech bro. Essentially, he provides tangible benefits to his allyship with Trump. Whereas Vivek is a slick talking brown guy who said the wrong shit, right? And so Vivek calling Americans lazy and unmotivated and whatnot, apparently that ruffled enough feathers online that feathers in the administration also got ruffled. And like I said, you're not going to force Elon out. That would be tactically stupid anyway. Plus, you kind of owe Elon way more than you owe Vivek. So Vivek had to go. And now Vivek's going to try to run for governor of Ohio. And I don't think that's going to work for him either, because Heartland, Ohio is exactly where those lazy white people live. And they remember how you called them lazy and uneducated and unmotivated. And it's going to be fun to watch you lose. And I remember, didn't I call this when I first started talking about Vivek? I said this on the show. I like what Vivek's talking about. I don't really dislike the guy. He's not putting out anything really negative for me to hate. However, I'm just not ready to trust another slick talking brown guy. I still remember what Obama did to us. Not going to get me again just because he's, you know, allegedly a Republican. And then on top of that, you add this other thing to the mix, which kind of puts the bow on it all. The white identity movement is only going to grow. White racial resentment will metastasize as we get further along in the future, because trends and pressures just won't stop, and it's forcing people to accept certain realities, right? And so you send this brown slick talking guy into the heartland where like white people live, where actual crackers live. There's going to be levels of resentment that he can't escape. Springfield, Ohio is still going to have a bunch of Haitians in there. The immigration issue is not going to disappear just because you run to Ohio. And Vivek's going to have a tough time with those heartland white folks.
Senator Schmidt, please. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, General. General, do we have too many white officers in the Air Force?
Senator, what I really look at is the quality of all the officers that we have, and we look at the aspect of everyone who's qualified, meets the qualifications, is promoted. And
I would agree with you, but that answer is not consistent with your August 9th memo. In your August 9th memo, you said that you signed on to that there should be a reduction essentially of about 9% of the white officers. That's 5,400. We have 5,400, too many white officers. And this is the real impact, I think, of this desire of the administration. I'm saddened to see this in this memo, of this obsession with sort of race-based politics being interjected into our military. How did you come up with the percentage of 67.5% of the officers should be white? And how did you come up with 13% should be black? And how did you come up with 10% should be Asian? And how did you come up with 1.5% should be American Indian and Native Alaskan? How did you come up with 1% being Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander? And how did you come up with 15% of our officers should be Hispanic or Latino.
Senator, that is based on the that.
Those are oddly specific numbers, by the way.
Memo is on application goals, not the actual makeup of the force. And those numbers are based on the demographics of the nation.
Okay, well, all right. There's 10% of our country is Asian American. So is that where you came up with it? Just a percentage of the population?
Essentially.
Because right now the actual percentage, I mean, this is where this is a ridiculous conversation, to be perfectly honest, because why didn't you come up with, or are you going to come up with the percentage of the overall force? Did you contemplate that? Of how many, Black Americans should be in the Air Force? Or how many Asian Americans should be in the Air Force? Did you contemplate the total force percentages?
Senator, what we looked at was the aspect of providing opportunities.
You know what? I am so sorry. I didn't even notice this until just now. But shout out to Anunnaki, the one with the $10 Rumble chat. He says, a great teacher once said, honor thy father and mother. He got nailed on the cross. Yeah, that is absolutely right. I remember that guy. He was a pretty good guy, if I remember correctly.
Get it again. Okay, I'm going to say it again. I come in the name of Jesus. Repeat it after me, bitch. I come in the name of Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit.
Shout out to my man Anunnaki, the one. Guys, do me a favor. If you haven't done so already, remember to follow me over on Rumble, on our backup Rumble channel. And you can also donate to the show a lot easier over on Rumble. Shout out to everybody who follows me on Rumble already. Thank you guys so much.
And I want to understand white rage, and I'm white.
But anybody who wants to serve this.
Listen, if that were the case, listen, if that were what was in this memo, I wouldn't be asking you these questions. But we have in a memo signed by you that you think right now there are too many white officers. And this is a blanket statement.
How can the United States military have too many white officers, though? This is a weird mental framework, right? Like, how can the United States Army have too many white officers? Like, haven't you ever watched the History Channel? That's who won most of the wars. Like, wasn't a ton of black heroes. We had a handful of black heroes. Most of those guys in the World War II footage, those were the white guys. I mean, to be fair, they didn't let the black guys do all that much either. But I'm just saying that's what the Army was. It was a bunch of white guys. How is it all of a sudden too white? What else we got here? Trump signed an executive order declaring a national emergency for the border. So we are at national emergency levels down by the border. It is an emergency, though. We should have been at national emergency levels. Because here's the thing, this immigration issue, we've gotten to the point, and I've spoken about this at length on this channel, but we've gotten to the point where the immigration crisis is causing an existential identitarian crisis in America. Will America be America if it's full of guys who look like Kash Patel?
I am living the world's American dream. I am the son of lawful immigrants. We worked our tails off just like you all do, and I'm going to make you a deal. I promise you I will never quit on your children. I will never quit on their children, because this American dream does not belong to me. It does not belong to them. This American dream belongs to the world.
You see what I mean about the slick talking brown guys? How the fuck does the American dream belong to the world? Help me out with this one. This is why I start to get all pro-American nationalist, I start feeling racism towards all the other brown people I'm supposed to love because they allegedly look like me. Nah. I'm getting in touch with my inner white man right now. The fuck's this foreigner talking about? I need somebody to explain to me why this foreigner thinks the American dream belongs to the world. Not just the city, the world, Craig. You know how many shitty people live in the world? I mean, look, let's keep it a buck. Let's start with Europe. Those motherfuckers not like us either. We can't just import all of liberal, progressive Germany and UK. That's like having Canadians with a foreign accent over here. No. I want none of those foreign people. It's not going to be America if you fill it with third world brown people. It's not going to be America if you fill it with woke European elitist people either. And frankly, if we can't import more Americans, which seems to be the problem, then we just got to make more. You guys remember how to do that, right? I did my part. I reproduced beyond my minimum, you know. Between me and my ex, there's 3 children that we're, you know, ushering into adulthood right now. You got 1 down and 2 on the way. They're almost all gonna be grown. I've done my part. Have you done yours? You have to make more Americans. Yes, I'm done. I'm hanging up my jersey. I think 3 is a solid number. And I'm not 25 anymore. We'll never be 25 again.
Not belong to them. This American dream belongs to the world. I am living the world's American dream. I am the son of lawful immigrants. We worked our tails off just like you all do.
Just because you work hard doesn't make you an American, though. That's kind of what I hate about this. I came here and I work hard. Why don't you like me sort of position, right? Because honestly, we're beyond that at this point. If this were like 1961 and there were just like a handful of Indians in the entire country, it'd be different. It would be very different. It's like, all right, it's just this one guy with that little funny thing on his head, you know. There's no reason to bother that guy, right? But now you got these motherfuckers telling us what it means to be an American while they build giant golden statues to their monkey god down in Texas. Like, dude, no. That's not American, and neither are you. This motherfucker want to make America curry again. I don't trust you. I don't care if you have a Midwestern accent. I can still smell you.
I promise you, I will never quit on your children. I will never quit on their children, because this American dream does not belong to me. It does not belong to them. This American dream belongs to the world.
And this stupid ass Republican audience. This is why I'm not really a booster of like the Republicans, generally speaking. I'm not a big fan of mainstream conservatism at all, because you know what has been conserved at this point. Wishing to conserve is what conservatism is, and I don't really care for that. I don't like that conception of politics. I believe in the exercise of power. And what's the point of having power if you're not going to exercise it to further your own goals, right? And I don't see that happening. I haven't seen that happening from a right-wing conservative perspective. And that's why these fuckers are clapping when he says some goofy shit like the American dream belongs to the world. How can the American, just the very notion of it, and I'm not even as upset with him as I am with the audience, if we're going to be honest, right? Because the audience is the problem. Brown guy's going to do what brown guy's going to do. It's the audience that should be like, wait, hold up. What about that last part? Like, no. Yeah, exactly, Kloop. Conservatism without nationalism is a grift, right? But this is where the conversation starts to get a little bit more interesting and difficult, perhaps even. Conservatism without nationalism is a grift. But what is nationalism if the nation has no unified identity? How can you truly be a nationalist if you can't objectively identify what your nation is? And if you can identify the world with your nation, as Uncut Underground is saying in the chat, make the world great again, then you're basically a global homo communist, right? Your nation has an identity. Like, there are people who make up this nation. Nationalism is love of your people. And then we get, well, so who are your people? And this is why we're having this moment, because the slick talking brown guys aren't necessarily your people. Just because he talks like a guy from Missouri or something doesn't mean he's your people. Does he identify with your people the way everyone else does, or does he just say what all the global brown people like to hear? Now we're getting into some high level jujitsu right here, but this is kind of the American nationalist argument and the white American identity nationalist argument on a sort of parallel track. Because look, obviously I can agree, I can respect the identity, the white identity thing, but I can't identify as white. However, I no less identify as American, and not just like a new nigga, but like an old blood slave nigga. And so I kind of look at it like this: like, you come from a place, your people are tied to your land in the same way that my people, my blood is tied to this land. And my blood doesn't like you coming here telling us what we should be and what we could be. That is not for you to say. And it would get you accused of all kind of racisms and all kind of, what's the word for not liking people? Xenophobia. But that simply is what it is. And really, when you get to any particular region of the world, the individual people who have long made up what that region is, they are the reason why you call that region what it is. They all kind of feel the same way about their homeland, their heartland. Every people has a heartland, and you can't just destroy the American heartland and call it America on the next day. That's not how heartlands work. Shout out to my girl Carmen. Won't forget your name this time. Shout out to my girl Carmen, sweetheart, with the $5 Rumble chat. She says, hood conservative nationalist takes are fire. US. Yeah, I'm becoming a proud American fascist. I think that's the word. We have to make people more comfortable with the word fascism. Why is it that everybody who would call you a racist or some kind of whatever the isms and the istar, all the people who would call you bad names for doing simple logic and recognizing the basics of human nature and understanding the simple principles behind things, Why do they all hate fascism the most, right? And I say, you know, if my enemies hate it so much, I should at least look at what it might be. And so I'm an American fascist, I believe. I think that's the only word that hasn't been totally bastardized yet. That's the only concept that hasn't been corrupted by global homo. Because all the global homos hate fascism. So there's got to be something going on there. At least that's my logic. I could be wrong. Trump signed an executive order to hold former government officials accountable for unlawful disclosure of sensitive information. Does this include Milley, who gave over sensitive information to China? I remember there was a congressional hearing where Milley basically admitted to telling China that if Trump did anything, I would give you guys a heads up. I'm not gonna let him just roll on y'all like that. Like, he went in front of Congress and admitting to having basically illegal back channel communications with his Chinese counterparts. I was surprised then that nothing happened to the guy. You would think something like that would get you punished, if not kicked out of the military, but here we are. He's still here. Trump signed an executive order to protect American women from the dangers of radical gender ideology. And it says here from the New York Post, team forfeits after girls basketball player allegedly hurt in play with male who identifies as female. Yeah, we really need this because these genderqueer people are getting out of hand.
It will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female. As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female. As of today.
Could you imagine back in the day, our founding fathers? Like, what if our founding fathers could look at us right now and we have to actually write down on paper that there is only male and female. There are no other genders. Like, I don't even think our founding fathers could fathom this type of political conversation that we're having right now. But it needs to happen because this is what they're doing over there in Europe. This is why we don't need no more Europeans over here either.
Ambigender, admass gender, aerogender, anisa gender, affective gender, agender flux, alexigender, alias gender, amergender, ambigender, ambo neck, amica gender, amora gender, endocrine flux, anisi gender, angel gender, anogender, anon-gender, antis gender, anix gender, apangender, apcon screw gender, apertus gender, apus gender, aquagender, Aquarius gender, archigender, argogender, aristogender, arithgender, artistigender, astroflux, astrogender, atmos gender, actogender, atugender, autogender, axigender, axiogender. Oh, sorry, okay. Bafflegender, bakergender, biogender, misgender, blurgender, bobgender, bordergender, boyflux, breevgender, burstgender, caddisgender, calegender, cansagender, canisgender, cantogender, caprigender, cartogender, casflux, cabisgender, cisgender, celisgender.
Did they say afrogender? David, I didn't catch that one. Did you guys hear afrogender? I'm almost curious as to how that works, but maybe I don't want to know.
Gender, centrigender, cervigender, chaosgender, circgender, circumgender, carrygender, cloudgender, clowngender, cogender, cognitogender.
Chaos gender? Chaos gender? Really? Really? Hey, character matters. Listen, this is why we got to treat most Europe like Canada. We used to look at Europe as like, you know, the refined classical world. Y'all fell off, man. Most of Europe, we got to look at Europe like Canada now. Europe is the new Canada. Unless you come from like Russia or Poland or something like that, you can't be sure. Sweden is cooked. The UK is cooked. France, Germany, Italy. Damn near the whole continent, all of Western Europe is basically cooked. There's Russia and there's Poland. And Poland is going through some problems right now. They're trying to cook Poland right now. Poland been holding out for a while. That's why O'Shea Duke Jackson is not in Poland anymore, because Poland low-key is like, listen, we're not going to be like the rest of Europe. There's way too many of you darkies here. So you got Russia and Poland. The rest of Europe is cooked. And all I'm saying is we got to start treating them like the Canadians. We can't trust UK with nukes, bro. Think about that. Think about that. The UK has so many Muslims that we really can't trust them with nukes now. Yep. I said it before anybody else. Before CNN or Fox News said it, I'm telling you right now, the UK has way too many Muslims to trust them with nuclear weapons. They'll fuck around and elect a secret jihadi prime minister in a couple years, and what are you gonna do? How would you know? How would you know? You think they'll be honest about that shit? You think MI6 is gonna warn you about that shit? MI6 is half Muslim now too. The new James Bond is gonna be from Pakistan. You thought they were gonna end it with a black woman? No. The black woman is the transitional bitch. James Bond's final form is going to be a Pakistani. No, he's going to be a Dalit from Indian. He's going to be one of those handsome Indian chaps. That's really going to be the final form of James Bond. And you want to trust them with nukes. I'm trying to tell you. Look, Alex says half Muslim, the other half is lesbian. The UK can't be trusted with high-tech weaponry at this point. There's a lot going on here, man. That's all I'm trying to tell you.
Co-gender, call-gender, comp-gender, comp-gender, compose-gender.
This is a long list, by the way.
Constel-gender, conti-gender, contingender, corigender, cosmic-gender, cosme-gender, com-you-love-gender, scion-gender, silo-gender. And I must, please forgive me if I do pronounce some of these wrong. They're quite extensive, and if I do offend anybody...
There's a lot of genders.
Mistakes, I apologize. Comp-gender, comp-gender, compose-gender, congregender, constant-gender, contigender, contingender, corigender, cosmic-gender, cosmic-gender, scion-gender, cyclo-gender, dial-gender, damp-gender, days-gender, delta-gender, demi-gender, demi-fluid, demi-boy, demi-girl, demi-bi, demi-flux, demos-gender, den-and-teen-gender, dentro-gender, depressed-gender, deserve-gender, design-gender, devise-gender, divine-gender, demi-on-gender, dream-gender, deluxe-gender, dust-gender, disophoric-gender, endo-faux-gender, ego-gender, ne-gender, eclipse-gender, effort-gender, elgrid-gender, L-gender, emmet-gender, elex-gender.
Hey, shout out to Anunnaki, the one, with the $5 Rumble chat. He says, we need to abolish the two-tier parties in our governing system too. No more political parties, only public servants, and their work activities should be public accessed. That is a great idea, but we have to actually legislate there are only two genders. Clearly there are a lot of genders that we need to de-legislate, and so we got things to do, Anunnaki. All right, we have to do things in order. First, we legally mandate that there are only two genders, and then we can move on to the real stuff. Okay, that's how it works. Because if you can't do the basic stuff, you can't do the complicated stuff. But shout out to Anunnaki with the $5 Rumble chat.
I need that money.
All right, back to the gender list.
Nigga, please. Serious.
Whose gender, her gender, 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 low gender, gender, enthused gender, mo gender, elo gender, epic gender, epigender, equil gender, evapor gender, evoke gender, X gender, expand gender, expect gender, exter gender, extract gender, fabric gender, fact gender, fatty gender, phase gender, fawn agender, phasical gender, felis gender, femigender, femifluid, fem gender, fluid gender, flu gender, fic gender, fire gender, flam gender, flash gender, fluor gender, flexi gender, flicker gender, fling gender, flow gender, fluid.
Which one of you fat bitches? One of these fat bitches put thick gender on the list. I know that was a fat bitch. What the hell is thick gender? Trying to lie to me. I'm not fat. I'm thick gendered. Bitch, Please. I know that was a fat girl. Thick gender. I heard you.
Gender, fluid, jetro, sexual, fluid ender, flux fluid, flux gender, fluxion gender, foam gender, flow gender, font gender, foreign gender, forno gender, fragging gender, flan gender, frick gender, frigid gender, frost gender, fruity gender, fugu gender, glacky gender, gale gender, gallon gender, gallop gender flux, gender fluid, gender light, gender satire, gender seed, gender to wood, gender, genic
There it is,
gender.
gender. Somebody typed it in the chat and it was right there. Gender. It was right there. I saw somebody type it in the chat a little while ago. Gender. Yes, it's a real thing. I'm sexual.
Gender, geo, low gender, gerund gender, giggle gender, lazy gender, glisten gender, click gender, gloom gender, glosso gender, glow gender, glue gender, gringe gender, quick gender, warren gender, guas gender, glue, gold gender, gunny gender, gus gender, gene fluid, dino gender, kind s gender, haggy gender, hated gender, haggle gender.
There's pages and pages of gender. She got to take sips of water. Look at him. He's aggravated.
Haplo gender, hassle gender, havo gender, heel gender, heart gender, head gender, heli gender, hemi gender, hexagender, hydrogender, hyma gender, hippo gender, horogender, hollow gender, horogender, horse gender, host gender, whom gender, hurricane gender, hydrogender, hydranger, hype gender, hyper gender, icon gender, Imber gender, emo gender, impulsive gender, inner gender, inda gender, indio gender, infinity gender, insig gender, intelligender, intergender, interflux.
Hey, Dave, you know what? I'm actually waiting for her to say nigga gender. I'm waiting for her to say nigga. I feel like nigga gender should be on the list. If gender can make the list, if hydro gender can make the list, how come nigga gender is not on the list? I feel like you guys aren't trying hard enough. Maybe you guys don't have enough niggas in Ireland or wherever the fuck this is, but nigga gender should be on the list. Why not Vivek gender? Why not Trump gender? How about this? Oprah gendered. I'm an Oprah sexual. Yeah. Why not? Why not? And if anybody asks me what it means, I'm going to call them racist and I'm just going to run away or something. Cracker gender. There you go. I know there's a lot of cracker sexuals out here. Every day you walk by cracker sexuals and you don't even know it. They're your friends, your coworkers. Some of them are even in your family. Cracker genders are everywhere. Kryptonian gender. Jesus Christ, this nigga went off the planet. This nigga is off planet gendered. Sigma Jones is interstellar gendered. This nigga went galactic gender. Oh my God, there's too many genders. There are more genders than there are words.
Isaac gender, Irish gender, isogender, intergender, intino gender, itzy gender, Daniel gender, gender, just cus gender, Jordan gender, junk gender, Jupiter gender, just gender, Kaleido gender, Kaleidoflux, Calo gender, Kepler gender, Kerfuffle flux, Kenique gender, Kiss gender, Coro gender, Crypto gender.
Crypto gender? What is a crypto gender? This nigga's a secret sexual? Like, so what are you into? I can't really tell you, but I can do it to you. Like, what the fuck? How are you a crypto gender? What does this even? Oh God, there's so many genders. This is why you become racist and a little bit homophobic too. You have to. You have to be racist and homophobic, because otherwise, motherfucker gonna roll up on you like a crypto gender, and you're not gonna know how to respond. Secret sexual motherfuckers. What is a crypto gender? I heard her say Jenga gender too. Jenga gendered sounds like somebody who just likes to have fun at house parties or something like that. You know, they always show up with board games and a bottle of wine or something. January gender.
Logic gender, lentis gender, leo gender, Levin gender, listen gender, living gender, locus gender, logic gender, log gender, Luke gender, logic gender, lounge gender, login gender, loving gender, lunalo gender, lunar gender, big gender, luster gender, lux gender, micro gender, magno gender, magpie gender, magno gender, majest gender, mago gender, malu gender, maple gender, marin gender, marin gun gender.
Is this
marble
list
gender,
alphabetical?
mass gender,
Holy
massal gender,
shit.
matic gender, maxi gender, meand.
I just realized this is a 12-minute video of just genders. I shit you not. This video is 12 minutes long. You can see it yourself right there. There's a 12-minute video. All she's doing is just listing the genders alphabetically. Microgender, it's probably in there. Little dick gender, it's all in there. Micro penis gender, all the genders are in there. Itty bitty titty gender, they're all in there. Stink pussy gender, all the genders are on the list. You just gotta wait. Light socket gender, misgender gender. Oh fuck. This is the ultimate gender list. After you heard this list, you can never be allowed to legally misgender anybody ever again. You've heard all the genders. I'm doing you a favor. This is a service here. I'm helping you guys be stronger in the world. Now you know what's out there.
Gender, me chan gender, me en gender, medley gender, melaco gender, medley gender, mel odi gender, mimi gender, ment te gender, Merkel gender,
Merkel gender,
O gender, micro gender, Miss Diaz gender, Maya gender,
hold on.
gender.
Which one of you nasty, dirty dick motherfuckers are Merkel gender? Have you seen Angela Merkel? Oh, God. Oh, God. Even if you're a lesbian, you make lesbians look bad. Jesus Christ. Merkel gender? Oh, fuck. Somebody is Angela Merkel sexual. Oh, disgusting. How can you be an Angela Merkel gender? You bring great shame to your family.
Emotional damage. You want some therapy?
My Nemo gender, Mo gender, Mo.
On a point of order, please.
The senator trying to make the point that the number of genders is infinite, in which case we may be here for a very long time.
Thank you.
Well, I think there's
Really
just
a point
about.
of order,
Well,
but
I think it's
relevant
important.
question at the same time, but not a point of order, but thank you for raising the matter.
I think it's important that we know then what the word gender mean. Does it mean these particular genders? And I think.
All right, and this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. Just because I like to have fun and mix it up, we're gonna drop the link and we're gonna open up the chat. And I want to hear some comments. I need gender commentary. I can't do it all on my own. I cannot do this all by my lonesome. I need gender commentary. I need help analyzing all the genders. I'm having a hard. It's gender overload. It's gender overload. We got to bring in a couple of extra servers. We got to network some servers right now because there's too much gender. It's way too many gender. Yeah, finally the definitive list, and it's infinite. Think about that, Ivan. The definitive list is infinite. Those two words don't belong together side by side in any verbal expression, but that's where we are, Ivan. The definitive list of genders is actually infinite.
That's crazy. That's
Mr. O gender, what's good?
That actually has a nice ring to it. Hey, ladies, you could be a part of my gender. You know what I'm saying? You just be fucking me, though. You know what I'm saying? But
any Mr. O sexuals out there, ladies only?
I might have to turn that to a stream on my other channel in the next 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Hood? What's going on, people
Let
in
me find out you
chat?
have a Dr. Love channel over there.
No, well, actually, I had an idea for remember the guy that used to come on with Masterpiece Theater, you know, with the nice little ascot, the sweater, and his nice little pipe, and he would talk about all the good movies and bad movies. I'm thinking about doing one called Negro Peace Theater.
Negro, say that again.
Negro Peace Theater. Since we couldn't have
Negro
masters.
Peace. Okay.
Yep, Negro Peace. Yes. Yes.
Amazing.
But to answer your question about all these different genders, how many genders did she actually read off? Was it 1,000?
Bro, we going alphabetically, and we're in the M's right now, I believe.
Damn.
Yeah. This is why I said I need help. There's way too many genders here.
This is important to read.
No one man can have all these
the record of the
genders.
House.
It's not a very good use of time.
It may not be, but this is a really
In the context of it,
legislation.
I know it is. I know it is.
Senator,
But in the context of a
Senator
guillotine.
Walker, thank you. Could we address our remarks to the chair?
Microgender, metis gender, my gender, microgender, memogender, mogender, omega gender.
Right, let her talk.
Mooncan gender,
White
morphogender,
man.
moss gender, multigender, mantigen gender, mauve ender, multigender, mundan gender, monk gender, muran gender, musus gender, mutate gender, myo gender, not gender, narrow theogender, ebulan gender, fast gender, eogender, neg gender, nimmer gender, Neptune gender, nervy gender, netrogender, next gender, nico gender, night gender.
What's next gender?
Did you just say ego gender?
Well, no, she's in the ends. She said something else, but what is next gender though? What's the gender after gender?
My gender, nebula. What's with Neva? What? Neva's gender? Am I reading that right?
Yeah, Nebus, Nebus, Nebus gender. What is gender, bro? That's a great question. Actually, all these things are genders. What is gender?
Nebus gender, not gender, no gender.
Not gender. Really?
Not gender, no be gender, non-binary.
Non-gen gender. Oh no, non-gen gender.
Non-binary, non-gen gender, non-key gender.
So that means you don't find your generation sexy or what? I mean, what does that actually mean?
I'm only guessing because these genders don't come with instructions, but it sounds like you just out the game. Like I'm sidelining this shit. I'm riding the bench this time around.
Hey, Hood, does this sound familiar? Like, I don't know what this mean, but it just sounds so provocative.
Right. Like, it's crazy how many Doc Thunder, these are the definitive list of genders, right? This is the definitive list of genders as read by, I'm not sure which country this is, but this is like their Senate, basically. Sounds like Ireland, but this is the gender list.
Numeri gender, nux gender, nitro gender, os gender, oblique gender, new gender, oclu gender, ordo gender, off gender, omega gender, omni gender, omnis gender, omniver gender, omni-move gender.
What was that?
I don't know. We kind of got rewind that.
Yo, this whole line of text right now, omnu gender, it looks like Latin.
It is Latin. Hold on. Ordo, I know definitely ordo gender is Latin. Oculu, I don't know about oculu, but obnu, I think that's Latin too.
Hold on, this is like Gen Z newspeak right here. Obnu gender, oclu gender, ordo gender, AF. That is Gen Z newspeak like a motherfucker, right? This whole line of text on the screen is bizarre. If you ask like archaeologists to translate this 1,000 years from now, they would never.
Bro.
Gender, ordo gender, off gender, omega gender, omni gender, omnis gender, omniver gender, omni-move gender,
omnivore gender,
orni gender, orto gender, ob gender, opaque gender, opus gender, open gender, opi gender, opulence gender, opus gender,
opulence gender. Hold up, I like that one. I like opulence gender. Who doesn't like opulence? I like nice things.
Interesting. Opulence gender.
Why a nigga can't like beautiful things? I'm a beautiful nigga. I think I might be opulence gender on the low.
Hey, we can't apply this to the American women though, because they're not that many beautiful opulent women walking around in America, so we can't use that term here.
Well, those are different problems. Those are two totally different problems. It does sound a little bit like Ebonics, Doc Thunder. This is that Gen Z speak. I'm telling you, everything's strange and new. This is how we get to the brave new world. We're on our path to the brave new world.
Obis gender, Orchi gender, Orchi gender, Oral gender, or Oregon gender. Oscillate gender. Omas gender, overcast gender, oval gender, ox gender, oxto gender, oz gender, passy gender, pattern gender.
Say pussy gender.
Omas gender, overcast
Nope.
gender, oval gender, ox gender, oxto gender.
Okay, that was past. Okay, all right. I heard that wrong. My
Passy
bad.
hold on. Passy what the?
Maybe pussy gender comes later.
Gender, passy gender, pattern gender, hallow gender, hamiflux, hamlo gender, panarchic gender, pander gender, pans gender, pans x gender, paragender, hallow gender, parasol gender, parch gender, partic gender, pas gender, parta gender, pegas gender, pel gen gender, perennial gender, perigender, permi mono gender, perma gender, perigender, persecuto gender, persophono gender, heterogender, phantom gender, phlegm gender, photo gender, photo gender, furrow gender, piano gender, pick gender, pianka gender, pigeon gender, pink gender, pio gender.
Pigeon gender.
Protect the pigeon. Protect the damn pigeons, you sick fucks.
No pigeons. No, I don't want no pigeons. Remember that was that was like the clap back to No Scrubs.
Yeah, by 40 Thieves, the one hit wonder that did they thing. They did the God Lord's work.
Yeah, they got in and out. That's all we needed them for.
Gender. Pixie gender, plasma gender.
Pixie gender. Oh, geez. Please gender.
Gender, Plato gender, please gender. Plio gender, Pluto gender.
Pluto, a whole planet gender. Poetry
So
gender.
So you're attracted to a whole damn planet, and you're attracted to the damn polar gender, poetry gender. So you're attracted to somebody that rhymes. So you attracted to a rapper.
I can't do them poetry slam bitches. No poetry genders over here.
Gender, polar gender, polaris gender, polyscopus gender, positivo gender, pos gender, vote gender, prairie gender, precaric gender, precipient gender, perny gender, prima gender, priva gender, probabil gender, prod e gender, progmo gender, profect gender, progin e gender, pro e flux, pro gender, prosc gender, proto gender.
All right, I can't no more. There's too many genders. It's too many gender. I'm officially gender confused.
Just like a woman.
I am officially gender confused, bro. I can't do it no more. I'm done. It's over now. There's too many genders. Way too many genders, bro. Let's get out of there. Trump signed an executive order issuing a withdrawal from the World Health Organization. That means we don't have to do the global COVID thing next time. That's a big deal.
Nigga, what? Nigga, we made it. We made it. He gonna score third.
Hoes mad gender. Yeah, they didn't have hoes mad gender, Doc. You weren't there for the H's, but yeah.
Nope.
Maybe next year they'll have new genders. There'll be a whole new list next year. Trump signed an executive order ending the catch and release policy. So now they're just being caught and held. We need a catapult. I'm telling you, we got to catch these motherfuckers and strap them down into a device that securely, like, maybe give them like parachutes or something. But we got to launch these motherfuckers at least like 2 miles back into the desert, bro. You want to come back here, that's for you.
Yeah. Hold on. Biden administration formally ends remain in Mexico policy after suspending it earlier this year. Really?
Yeah, we got the remain in Mexico policy back. Those are some of the 78 executive orders from Biden he probably undid. Trump repeals rules allowing transgender troops to serve in the military. Our tax dollars were also funding full transgender transitions for service members. So we're not paying for transgender surgery anymore.
Thank God, because we need strong, masculine men on the front line. None of these cosplaying situation people in uniform. That's what I call them. What about the ones? Yes, yes. Like I said, what about the ones that we had to pay for that was heavily incarcerated? Hood. Did he stop that as well?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything for that one yet. Let me see what else is on the list. President Trump signed an executive order revoking the security clearance of the 51 former intelligence officials who lied about the Hunter Biden laptop. So that's all 51 of them right there. They all got their papers snatched today.
Good, good.
No,
We
notice
remember all y'all
black
faces.
people. I'm just glad to see a list of criminals that don't have any black faces on it. This is like a rare thing, by the way. You'll never really see you rarely see a list of American criminals and there's never a black guy on it. The last time you see something like this was like a Wall Street group photo, but generally speaking, this is rare.
The only time you see a mugshot like this is if you did a crime out there in Montana, Wyoming, or motherfucking North Dakota.
Right. You know what I think we're seeing here? When you get to the top criminals in the country, they're almost all exclusively air quotes white. Respect my air quotes.
Air quote, possible small hat too.
Respect my air quotes. Trump signed an executive order calling for the renaming of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. I like that because who else could it belong to? Mexico? We could take that whole little coast of Mexico if we felt like it. So they need to chill. This is the Gulf of America. We were being generous calling it the Gulf of Mexico anyway. I don't even know how that happened. That was like an oversight that we just now got around to working out. But this all your water belongs to us now. I might go swimming one day. Go get me a plane ticket to like Galveston or something. I want to go swim in my new American water. We need to buy the Gulf of America. There you go. We need to buy Greenland too. I like that idea. We're gonna call it New England. Let me see what other executive orders are up here. Trump signed an executive order suspending U.S. foreign assistance for 90 days pending reviews, including to UNRWA. I don't know what the UNRWA means, but Trump paused funding them in his first time, and Biden resumed the funding. UNRWA has a history of aiding, abetting, and participating in terrorism. All right, so it's probably some Muslim group. I'll tell you one thing, though. Trump canceled all foreign aid to everybody except for like 3 countries. One of them is obviously Israel, and I think it was like Saudi Arabia and some other country, I forget. I'm gonna avoid the obvious criticism there because, like, you know, Israel can't stop winning. But overall, that's a good move. That's still a lot of money that's being held on to at the moment because we need our shit. We need our money. We can't just be giving it away to everybody because we're gonna get around. We gotta get around to this Israel thing at some point, but we need our money. But that appears to be the end of the list of executive orders. So what do you think so far? You like the executive orders, Mr. O?
Yes, and yes, he need to do some more. Make them all hurt. Yes, and make them hurt some more. Yeah.
Now I like the executive orders. I don't see this on the list, but he needs to just go ahead and make male and female the only legally recognized genders, so that way we can just do away with this whole conversation on a federal level.
Say that again, Hood.
Just make trans people not a thing. He needs to make trans people illegal. You saying he did that? I got to make sure I see that. I need to see that in writing. If he makes trans people legally invalid, that's what's up. What are you saying?
I'll just say tax them more. Be who you are, just get taxed more. That's what they do to us black people.
You can't tell me be who you are when this nigga want to be a girl, bro. That's not how be who you are works. If you want to dress up as a girl, I'm not going to go out my way to stop you. But don't make me have to call you a girl. That's where, you know, that's how people get stabbed up. Don't force your delusion on me. Don't force anything on me. Forcing things on me is how people get stabbed up. There was a case very recently, by the way. I don't know if this happened in the UK or in America, but some dude somewhere, they were like out at a club or something like that, and he gets a blowjob from a transgender, thinking it's a girl. And then once it all kind of came out, like almost immediately after, transgender got beat up and stabbed and killed. Because, you know, technically you're a sexual assaulter. That's like rape. If I do that to somebody, they're gonna charge me with a crime. Unless the victim is a guy, which is really, really strange. If you do that to a girl,
Right.
then you go to jail. But if you do that to a guy, well, that's sexual freedom. And homie, don't play that. Wild
I
times
find
we
that they
living
want
in.
to be free. I find that they want to be free on our dime, though.
You can be free on whoever's dime. Don't try to be free on my dick. That's how bad things happen. It gets really weird. And being free on our dime is a problem in and of itself, right? Like your freedom shouldn't cost me anything. But so far, we are on day 2 of the Trump presidency, and we'll see how it goes from here. It's looking pretty interesting. It's looking like something right now. Let me see. There was something else I wanted to look at real quick. While I got you all's attention, let me see. There was a couple of other things. There was at least one other thing I had in the bookmarks I wanted to pull out for the show. Oh, yeah. So you know how LA was on fire last week?
Do I? That was the biggest buzz of worthy news of all week.
Well, it's on fire again. Some fire just broke out by San Diego, I heard today. I don't know what's happening with it, but we'll see. But I found this news story.
We are hosting
Not
our
even a
new
news
employee
story.
orientation. And our focus is to teach our new employees for them to understand cultural competency, identify implicit and unconscious bias, and be aware of the importance of us having a diverse and inclusive workforce.
Diversity is important because the different people bring different lenses to their job, and those different ideas, those different lenses are important to have the best practices for our industry.
We have people here from hazmat, we have dispatchers in the room, we have people that are responsible for financial management, we have our information management division, and also from human resources. So we have a variety of professionals that are receiving this training.
We teach people how to deal with conflict responsively, how to have challenging conversations, break down stereotypes, and learn more about cultural competence. And so we.
Why do firemen need to be culturally diverse? Like, do fires burn in Spanish or something? Are fires bilingual? Or is there such thing as like a multicultural fire?
We do this by working to advance equity throughout community partners and internal departments within Los Angeles County.
I welcome all of you in this room to join, whether you're LGBTQ plus or not, or you're just an ally, you have family members, anybody that's willing to engage and learn and grow from the opportunities that this experience has presented me with.
The Los Angeles County Fire Department would be recognized nationally and possibly even globally as an agency that was very serious about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and made some substantive changes so that everybody could feel safe and feel included.
On behalf of LA County Fire Department, we are so proud of our mission, which is to be proud protectors of life, the environment, and property. If you want more information about our department, please visit us at fire.lacounty.gov.
And that's why LA is burning down, or it burned down a little bit.
Burn, baby, burn. Hey, didn't I say that during a wasp rise? But damn.
Yeah. Multicultural fires destroyed LA, man. But oh well. They say the woke era is ending. I don't think the woke era is over just yet. We're gonna have like an Empire Strikes Back moment. Because look, Trump can only be around for 4 years, and then JD Vance has to win again. Well, win the presidency on his own, rather, because he's like the vice president, so he's next in line. But there isn't another Trump waiting in the wings anywhere. And so we got to see how this works out for the next couple of years. But we're going to wrap this one up. We're going to put this show in the can for the day. I want to thank everybody who came through to listen today. Shout out to all the YouTube listeners. Shout out to everybody who follows on Rumble. Thank you guys for supporting the show. Do me a favor. Like the show on your way out. Like, share, and subscribe. We are going to end this stream right now. I got to get out of here, and I will catch you guys on the next one. I appreciate you all for coming through, man. Take care.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.